Hello, Facebook Friday night. I hope that you guys are all ready for Friday. So, I am so stoked right now. I'm almost got too much excitement, which I'm sure that you guys are all used to that, me having too much excitement, but like, yay, this is going to be a fabulous show. So, I hope that you guys are all ready. You've got a cigar. Everybody's got a cigar, a nice seat. You're going to need some time. You're going to be needing to be comfortable here, okay? This is going to be a good one. So, let me get some comments. There they are. Hey, Rhett, how are you? Who else is going to join? Ken, what's up? How are you guys? Thank you so much for joining. Please, right now, go and share this video, okay? Go and share this video because some reason the internet is taking a long time to get across. Not really sure why. So let me just share this with you and we shall share what we're doing. I hope that you guys are so excited. We're going to have a very in-depth interview with the one and only Carlito Fuente Jr. This is going to be very educational and entertaining. If the internet's going to work. There you guys go. Okay. All right. It's like, hello, internet. Welcome to the conversation. Hello, Chris. What you smoking? Oh, I pulled out something special because you don't do a special show without smoking a special cigar. Right? Am I right? Am I right? All right. So, come on. I think the internet is just not pulling it together right now. Happy Fuente Friday! What's up? Yes! Let's get the party started. All right, let me go in here. Make sure I get all of this shared. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm so excited. Okay. All right, let me get this shared. I got to share it to the Bakersfield Gentleman. If you guys are here from the Bakersfield Gentleman's page, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate that because, I love you guys. Oh, that's a good post. We can do that there. All right, who else is here? All right, so you guys are going to share this video with one friend or one group, okay? Let's do that right now, please. What's up, Jim? Hi, Chris. Hello. You don't need to smoke. You're already smoking. Was that a dad joke? I can't. That was good, though. I like it, Ken. Thank you. Already shared the show. Whoop, whoop. Thank you. I'm working on mine. Hold on. Let me try this. And get the Bakersfield Gentleman in here, right? That's what we're going to share. Get my gentleman back. Gentlemen, cross over the pond and come to this platform, the Melanie Cisco page, right? No, it's actually a profile. Hey, all right. So we are cooking with Crisco now. That's what they say, All right, so who's lighting up a cigar and what are you lighting up? Go ahead and tell me right now in the comments, what cigar are you smoking with us tonight? Because we're going to have, you guys are about to be, I think that you're going to just be so amazed by how stories, the things that have happened and the overcomes, I guess, all of the situations that we don't see behind successful people. These are what we are going to be finding out. The rituals, I got a hot seat question. So you guys know the hot seat, right? Before I get started, though, let me just go ahead and tell you guys that this Sunday, all right, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have a very fabulous show like we do every Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. That's right. It's called facebook.com/The Professor Show. If you want to watch it on YouTube, go to tinyurl.com/The Professor Show and make sure you subscribe so that you can be notified anytime that we go live. So go ahead and buckle your seatbelts, light your cigar, make sure that you get your Anya, are you here, boo? Oh, I love you. I'm so glad. Yay. Thank you, Anya, for coming. All right, sorry, I got a little emotional right there. She's my girl. I like it. All right, JJ, you got this. Don, Jim. All right, fantastic. You guys are all here. This is phenomenal. Woo! Brian made it in the house. Okay, Brian, you got 20 minutes. You got 10 minutes. Look at that. 10 minutes. I'm going to be asking how you're feeling. All right, you guys. Okay, so I'm going to light my cigar while We are waiting for the one and only Mr. Carlito Fuente. But yes, let me just let you know that I have some excellent, excellent questions that are going to be able to like get that guy. We got to extract all that information from him, right? We got to find out, what is he thinking? How did he create something so amazing? Like, what is it that ticks? What makes a successful person successful? You know, these are amazing things. I mean, we've all heard the tidbits here and here. You know, words like perseverance, never give up. But really, what we're going to find out from this man, who is not really, I don't know if he's had time. Actually, he does not know the questions that I'm going to answer. So this is going to be interesting. Not only is he not really answer the questions that I'm going to ask, but some of them are kind of fun. I mean, come on, give me a break. I've got to have fun. I got to have fun. So let's see. And also, we are doing a Fuente Friday giveaway tonight. So right now, in the comments, if you want to win a prize, tell me I want to win. You got to write it down. If you don't say I want to win, then I'm just going to be so sad that you're not participating. I made it. Yay, Travis. Whoop, whoop. Haha, 420 here in SoCal. He's so awesome. All right, so you guys, first of all, I want to give a big, big, big fat thank you to all of you that are joining us right now. We really, really, thanks. Charlie wants to win. Ooh, and Frankie wants to win. I want to win. Ooh, okay. All right, all right. Some people want to win. That's what you got to say. You want to win? You got to say you want to win. Closed mouths don't get fed. I learned that somewhere. See? Let's see. Yes. All right. We got winners in the house. Boom. I love it. Winners are in the house. All right. So, okay. Let's see. I think what I'm going to do, here's what we're going to do. There's going to be certain questions that I'll be asking tonight. And the person who is going to win the prize, and I promise you this is going to be a fabulous prize. This is going to be a fabulous one, okay? Is at the end of the night when I ask trivia questions about the answers that Carlito gave, these are the things that you're going to have to remember. Is that too hard? It just means you have to watch the whole time. But to tell you the truth, guys, the man deserves it, right? A little bit of our time, as much time as he's been given to us and the industry and the way that we love. I mean, like, oh my God, this is the most amazing, right? This is not just an average cigar maker. This is Carlito Fuente Jr. He's like 007 on top of 007. I'm thinking that could be a thing. Like, you're double 007. That's like a double chocolate chip cookie. Yep, that's what that is. That is totally what that is. God, a father for the kid. Ooh, yes. No, actually, this is. Oh, wait. You're smoking a God of Father? Wait. I don't know what a God of Father is. But I'm sure that it's an excellent stick. So we're going to go with that. All right. The Fuente family is awesome. Absolutely. They have built schools. Yes, exactly, you guys. So while I have all of your attention right now, let me go ahead and remind you, yes, God of Fire is fabulous. Let me go ahead and remind you guys that every little part that you guys do is just like with the Fuente family, which Jerry just reminded me of this, is that we also have to do our own part. And that means going to the CRA, which is Cigar Rights of America, and signing up and being a lifetime member. I think it's $35. It's not much money. So please go to Cigar Rights of America and sign up, because that's saving your right to smoke. And here's the thing why that is so important, because if we don't have the right to smoke, well, then guess what? Manufacturers like Arturo Fuente are not going to make cigars because, well, what's the point? So the other thing is that means that factories would shut down, lives would be affected, third world countries would go back to third world countries. And what's the point of that? When we could just smoke cigars, sign up for the CRA, and then live a happy life. And then so can they. Anybody with me there? Is it that hard? I didn't think so. All right, so go to the CRA, sign up, and then drag another friend who has $35 in with you and tie them up, grab their wallet, and go sign them up for the CRA. And then you know, give them a cigar afterwards so that they don't get mad at you. You know, people being tied up may not always be the greatest thing. It works every once in a while. All right, so you guys having way too much fun here. All right, so I hope that you guys all, yes, please, lifetime members, become a lifetime member. Hey, being a lifetime member is like, it's like saying I own a Porsche. I swear to God. I swear to God. That's what these guys act like. It's like, I'm a lifetime member. Don't you want to date me? See, I'm telling you. So being a lifetime member is cool. So definitely go out there and be a lifetime member. Girl, Agnes, let me tell you, you like, dude, I know, I'm a vibe. I had to wear my Friday shirt, right? And then I was like, man, this is a special thing. And I wanted to dress up, but I also wanted to wear pink. So there was a really like, and I don't have very many pink dresses. So I was like, you know what? Friday shirt. My Friday shirt is pink and it says Friday. I was like, great. And then I was like, it's a little too, not quite. And then I said, blazers. Changes everything. It's like a whole new world after that. You can take any outfit, put a blazer on it, and boom, you're a star. Love you, Agnes. Hi, In. Thank you for joining us too. It is so nice to see you. You guys, if you don't know, you guys follow these people on Instagram. These are all Instagram creators who got lots and lots and lots of amazing stuff. So hold on one second. Don't go anywhere, guys. I am going to help our friend get into this. Oh no. Oh goodness. Hold on one second. This is not good. Oh, hold on. I'm so terribly sorry. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Let's see if it's still like working. Please don't let it go. Ooh. Just trying to make sure our guest gets in here. So, oh no. Okay, here we go. All right, you guys didn't leave. You are fabulous tonight. I love you. Thank you so much. All right, let's see if that one works. So, all right, let's see what is next. Okay, so you guys are gonna definitely have to pay attention tonight for the giveaway. If you guys are just dropping in, we are doing a giveaway, Fuente Friday giveaway tonight, and we will be giving away a prize at the end of the evening. I will ask you questions about what Carlito's answers are during the interview. So this is just one of those moments where, or one of those shows actually, where I actually didn't realize that I have not interviewed Carlito. I think that I'm probably always asking him questions every time. You know, I'm bothering him all the time. So I was probably just like, I didn't realize. So when I did realize, I was super excited, and so I wanted to obviously make this a very big deal, slightly big deal, but not for me, for him, right? You know, because well, this industry is pretty. I mean, well, he owns 50% of it. Yes. Okay. Enough said. I got it. All right. But the other thing is that in my opinion, you guys, or in my experience with Carlito, it's through and through. He is just incredible to listen to his stories, to listen to the insight that he has on his successes and the way that he works with people to lead them, to help them grow and learn and live. It's very, I mean, that's just impressive. That's an amazing human being. So I hope that we get this going fairly. Ooh. Let me try. Let me see if I can get in here. All right, so what are you guys smoking? I want to hear. Hi, Andrew. What's up? There's Brian. Cough, cough, cough. Hey, Brian's having a good old time. Hey, Christopher. Dude, totally appreciate you. My gosh, thank you so much for helping me spread the word of my obnoxiousness plus this show. I appreciate you. Nope, it did that. Hard. All right, sorry about that. I'm trying to see if it'll work. Oh, good, it did work. Okay, great. Yay. We have, shoot, don't do that.
Hey,
Hi.
how are you, Melanie?
I'm doing excellent. Just ramping up all the excitement. Happy Fuente Friday.
Thank you, sweetie. Happy Fuente Friday to you. I like to.
Yes.
You think it'd be a great idea for next time for Meet the Professor if you could send me like a checklist, the first 10 things to do after you turn on the computer, because I realized I had the address right, but I was not pressing the return sign to take me to the studio.
Oh.
And that's happened to me before. I don't know, man, but thank God I make cigars,
uh,
but I don't live in a digital world.
you know what I heard today? Who was it? I think it was one of the talk show hosts. My stepmom watches a lot of talk shows. So one of the talk show hosts was saying that there was like this story about an embarrassing live moment. And then she's like, if you're going to do live TV, you just got to get used to those embarrassing moments because that's just what's going to happen. And I was like, yeah. You move on, and then
Wait,
you
wait,
just try
wait,
to do better.
wait. Yeah. But let me tell you something. I hope I don't face any embarrassing moments, I know that this is your show, and it's like, I know you've gotten really, really good at Melody's hotspot. And so look at that laughter. You just love it. You love to put people on the hotspot. Nah, it's really beautiful. It's good. It's good. It's been an exciting week this week. Uh, we're still celebrating Cynthia's birthday. You know how Cynthia is. Hopefully she'll join later. And she's been really busy. I brought her a turtle for her birthday, which she named
I
Donatella.
saw that.
Yes, yes. I thought, what could I buy my sister, who has everything? She has the love from her big brother, which is it just wraps around the universe. The love is so huge. So what could you give your sister? So I thought something that will last a lot longer than I will, she will, and her grandkids someday when she does have some. And so she got
Wow.
a turtle, and it grows up to be pretty big. But my sister, she's such a lovable person. I mean, when I was in Tampa a week ago, we went out to dinner, and it was late because we were in the office to 10 o'clock or 9:30. We just made it in time for the last call and to be able to order something. Of course, we order all these tomahawk steaks and this and bison, and we were like our last supper, because I had to leave the next, and it was just crazy, and there was so much food left over. Of course, Cynthia says, could you wrap it up for me so I could feed my turtles? Because she lives on the water, and in the bay, Tampa Bay, which goes into to the ocean, uh, there's a lot of live animals and turtles and everything, and she feeds them. And she has a lot of friends and everything, and so much like my mom. My mom was the same way, and I guess she inherited that by seeing my mom always feeding all the wild animals around the yard and everywhere she went. So so I thought to myself, well, what could I get my sister? It's not going to be a Hermes bag, even though I think she would have preferred. But she named the turtle Donatella Hermes. So
Oh my gosh, how
yeah,
cute.
yeah. So
No, are there
anyway,
two or there one?
there's one turtle. She has one turtle,
Oh,
and then
oh, she has one.
yeah, she has one turtle. And our dear friend Angela, the owner of the cathedral, she saw the
Yeah,
turtle and everything, so she bought one for herself. And I think hers is named Herman. So bring
that's so
so
cute.
bring your takeout food and everything if you go by the cathedral to enjoy a cigar. To feed Herman.
Oh
By
gosh,
the
go feed Herman. He should be the next mascot then. That'd be great.
it's Yeah, listen, it's I think it's a lot safer and a lot better than what she had originally wanted. Was of one of those big mastiffs, the biggest dogs in the world that look like a lion.
Yeah.
She wanted to raise one and call it Father Opus for the cathedral. Just pitch black. So I
Oh my
think
gosh.
I don't know if that would have been good with a lot of customers, but yeah. So a turtle worked fine.
That's awesome. Well, it looks super cute. They look very, very happy. And yes, I see her looks it looks like she's been hanging out with your son and some, I guess, nephews and cousins and stuff like that. So
Yes,
it looks
yes.
like they're having
Yeah.
a great time. That
No,
sounds fantastic.
they were last week. My son is back at work. He's working in Paredes. Of course, he's in the university, but he took time off the university, which he has to as part of his curriculum, and he's working 5 days a week full time with LJ Peretti, which is one of the two oldest cigar stores in the United States. It's right in right there downtown Boston, right next to all the boutique stores and everything in the heart of Boston, and it 152 years, and it's been a great experience for him. He's met so many wonderful people, and I was not with them when they were all together. Yes, they were together. It was a birthday, Christina's birthday and Cynthia's birthday. They were all together, but I understand, which made me so proud and so happy, that just his way, his security and everything, how it's changed. Since he's been there, Paredes. Of course, he's meeting people from all over the world. He's smoking every cigar except Fuente because they're always out. He's always telling me, Dad, we don't have Fuente cigars. But, people like Rafael Nodal and all our friends go by, and of course, they're giving him samples and all this. So it's all good, and I'm just so proud of him. And yeah, I was happy to see them all together. I wish I could have been there, but I had to be back in the Dominican Republic. But it's just beautiful when you see them all, the siblings and the cousins and everybody together and their husbands just having a good time.
All right, so that's a perfect way to enter into our interview about you. So we love
Well,
your family, we love everything you do, but now we're going to talk about you.
one
So
second, wait one
you,
second now. I have not signed any disclosures or anything like that. Are you sure you want to do that? Seriously?
mhm, mhm.
I didn't think that was good. I thought this was a Fuente Friday. I even wore, you can't see it here with all the,
I got
the
Friday.
lighting. Yeah, but this is hot pink, actually. It's hot pink.
Yes.
And in honor of my son, my brother, and partner Jeremiah Marifel, with his Stefano Ricci Bufanda, I'm wearing my Stefano Ricci hot pink. And of course, the support of all women from all walks of life, from all parts of the world, and not only in October, but also every day of the year. And for that, my hats off to you, Liana, that took this initiative and taught me about this terrible and deadly illness that affects so many people, and it's affects so many people in our families and so many other families. It's hard to really have a family and not have been affected or know someone that has. So it's very important. This is the month of Rare Pink. I want to say right off the bat, we're supposed to have a lot more cigars out, but strangely enough, I've never seen this before. One of the rare materials that we use in that box is I wanted to create something so different that it didn't look like other things I have done in the past. And it was a surprise from my daughter. That was always on hand, and it was local. The
Oh,
supply is still, well, it's arriving now this month, but the boxes have been made, but the label and packaging part, the interior, we're still waiting for the delivery. But there are rare pinks that are being shipped. I think they're being shipped today, and so people will have rare pinks and everything. And I just want to remind everybody that $13 for every box is donated, is contributed to the breast cancer research and the support for breast cancer and breast cancer awareness. So a 501c3 and a great organization that helps the ladies and the families. So I just wanted to bring that up before the show starts. Is why, of course, I'm wearing pink, and I really believe that pink is the new black.
yeah, I like it. Whoa, we haven't had a new black lately, or maybe I've just been out of the fashion world, but yeah, you're right. That should come back.
Let me
Well,
ask
I
you a
got my pink
question.
on too.
That's
Okay.
beautiful. Let me ask you a question. What was the new black before?
Orange was the new black. There was like
Purple?
purple. I don't know if purple ever made it. At least I don't remember it. I know orange and like there was like gray was the new black. When I was in high school, we used to just wear gray shirts every day. I was like,
Well, let,
why did we just wear gray shirts?
let me just say, when you mention gray, you know, you're taught, or some people are taught, if they go to those really expensive, you know, universities, the Ivy Leagues, they're taught numbers, they're taught this is the way it is. Everything is black and white. But if you're raised in the neighborhood that I was raised, with people who had to dig from underneath to help each other, during difficult times, who went through tuberculosis, who went through the depression, who went through First World War, Second World War, and that generation following. When you grow up in that neighborhood, you learn that it's not black and white. It's every shade of gray. It's everything in between. And that's one thing I learned, that it's just not yes or no. It's every possibility in between. And I've learned that.
Yeah.
And I try to say that often because I think we get too focused on certain things and we lose, as our brother, the professor says, we don't see the forest because we're focused on the trees.
Yep.
Okay,
that's amazing.
That's my 3 cents. If the professor is worth 2, at least give me 3.
Oh, I love it. That's great. You got it. You got 3 cents from me. I'll give you 3 cents. Good. All right. So then,
no, while you're talking, I'm gonna light a cigar if you don't mind.
No, please do. What are you gonna tell us what you're having?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I should pick something else, but I'm gonna have a God's Whisper, my personal little cigar, because it's small. And the cigar that you're enjoying now, I had that earlier, delicious, but it's a small cigar and everything. And it just, it's God's Whisper. So, I listen to him and hopefully he helps me say the right things and not offend anyone or or do anything that I will regret tomorrow, which could happen. It happens a lot of times. But I don't think with you guiding me and everything, you won't allow that to happen.
Not if I can help it. All right. So let's start. You mentioned something about how you really wanted to be with the family, obviously, celebrating birthdays in Miami, but you had to be back in the Dominican Republic. So I've noticed, and I'm sure others have noticed, that you are very much involved with the factory. You're a true farmer. So when it comes to a commitment like that, when you're having to, decide between family events and work, of course, I'm sure your family work, the factory is full of family members, but how does that affect you?
Well, it affects me. Of course it affects me. It affects me painfully because, the older you get, the more regrets you have that you didn't make the right choices. But what are the right choices? I was taught and I learned, and I don't know, because I give a lot of credit to those that taught me, but I really, honestly, if this is a candid interview, a lot of things just came naturally to me as far as how I saw things in the past, how I was able to put those pieces together and to see where I wanted to go with that to be able to survive or make things different. I convinced myself at a very young age because at the age of 17, I left to Nicaragua. I just finished high school. I had gone while I was in high school. I had just finished high school. Then I left to Nicaragua. It's okay. I love hearing myself, but if that's the way I sound, I don't want to hear it anymore.
You sound great. Stop it. Okay.
But yes, I at the age of 7 went to Nicaragua, came back, and then I was going to junior college. I went to Hillsborough Community College, and then the Ybor campus and everything. And I went to the factory and back to go take classes and go back to the factory course. Stop by the Columbia restaurant and get the 1905 salad between classes, the whole thing. But I went to Nicaragua and everything, and I realized if I really wanted to learn this business, I had to make sacrifices at a very young age. And I came to learn that the factory is the backbone of the family. The factory is the family. The factory is not a set of corporate papers and bylaws. The factory is what keeps the family together. The factory is that big tent that keeps all the circus animals safe and warm. And also it is that keeps going, that brings people, because without people, you can't continue to feed the circus animals. And in Carlito Fuente's way, it's not feeding them, it's not what's essential. It's you need trucks, a lot of trucks to take out that crap every day that those big elephants, lions, and tigers, it's a lot of crap that you got to move. That costs money. And if you don't have people supporting attendance, you can't keep it going. But going back to
Wow.
your question and your point, the factory is the family. So many people have gone to school, are doing well, have been taken care of. Many people I don't know have been given an opportunity in life, um, and so many things, and maybe lives have been saved. Through a lot of things. Through one example, St. Jude Children's Hospital, all these years. Hopefully, we could accomplish some of that with, breast cancer. We've been involved with prostate cancer. If it wasn't for the cigar, this reaching out to all these people, if it wasn't for the factory, this would have never been accomplished. And I think that I hope my children, because of course, uh, not that they complain, but they express their unhappiness about me not being there all the time. But I think it was time. I never saw my father when I was growing up. I never saw him.
Wow.
My father was working 18, 20 hours a day. It was my mom who had me and did everything for me, took me to Little League, this and that. To tell you a story, I remember in Little League, West Tampa Little League, a lot of people, there's a lot of famous ball players who who came from West Tampa Little League, except for Carlito Fuente, never was that good. But I remember the first time, I mean, the games were a lot in the daytime and everything. I remember the first time I closed my eyes and I swung that bat and I heard crack. And I opened my eyes and I saw that ball going over the wires of the lights in left field. It was such a experience, I don't think I've ever felt anything. It's like, I don't know, winning the lottery, which I never have. But as I ran around, heard people screaming. I looked into the bleachers, only wanting to see my father. My father was not there. His brother was there. His uncle was there. My father used to send all the family to give me support because he was working. And you would think
That's
that
awesome.
I would grow up, someday in life that I would say, wow, I have all these issues because my father was never there for me. I'm very grateful because he sacrificed his life for not only his children, but grandchildren and grandchildren to come. So that's a lesson I learned. The factory is very important. I don't take it. It's nothing. It's listen. I don't want people to think that it has nothing. It just is so important of what the whole family is. It is the backbone to the family, and it's there for all the family, for all my children in the future, for Cynthia's children, for my brother's children. It is there. It is enough for everybody to participate if they really love it. I would never encourage someone to even get involved if it's not something that really burns in their heart, because it's not easy and it's difficult and it just takes a tremendous amount of sacrifice.
Amazing. So again, that's amazing. And so speaking of like other, I guess you mentioned that some of the people you may not know in the factory. So what are some things that you do as a leader, also, just as a human being, to do to make sure that you keep up with as many people as you can? Because I'm sure that you do care about, meeting everyone that's there. But if we hear about the 300 hands that cigars go through before they're finished, so how many people are at this factory?
Totally. We have between the factory and the box making everything close to 3,000. That's without counting agriculture. But I don't know what I said that was misunderstood. I know
Oh,
almost everybody in the
I
factory.
thought, okay.
Almost everybody in the factory, and everybody to Carlito. Who are we? Fuente. It's one happy family, and I may have said something leading to something else, but it has nothing to do with the. I've always said it's the people, the people, the people. And you go to our factory, you can see the happiness, and everybody feels they're they are the factory. But the factory, again, going back to what I said, is the family. The people are the family. They are part of our family. When my children are not in school or graduate, my daughter Lidiana, my daughter Liana, all of them, they go to the factory. They know everybody by first name. They sit with them. They talk about their days, this and that. They're not living here now, but they may come back one day. But they're still involved because they grew up in it. And there's people that have been with us for 40 years, 38 years. A lot of people and everything. They saw my children born and grown up. They remember when I was a young kid, wearing Calvin Klein jeans, waist 30 and everything. It would never wear a long sleeve shirt, never. It was always those short, sleeves, and I used to roll it up. You know,
Oh my God, did you have your guns out? You know, the sun's out when the
hey,
gun's out when
let
the
me tell you
sun's out.
something. And privately, I'll send you some photo. I used to have a lot of guns. Believe me,
Ooh,
yeah, real guns. I used to exercise a lot and do a lot of weightlifting since I was very young. But I, no, those were good days, you know. And you look at that growing up in the factory, we had softball teams. You know, Jose Blanco could tell you about this because he was the representative of Presidente Beer. And Presidente Beer was like at one point, you know, Anheuser-Busch, or it was the leader of Dominican Republic in sports and arts, and everything they did. They were big supporters. And they used to finance the Presidente Beer Cup. And we used to send 20 school buses, 22 school buses with all the people who worked in the factory to go to these games. It was chaos.
wow.
And people used to complain because some, you know, when we didn't win every game. And when we lost a few, you know, some of our cigar makers, you know, they didn't know what losing was all about. And they got a little bit out of hand. So the other teams, the other companies, they will protest to Presidente Committee, the organization. Jose was the president. And yes, Jose Blanco, the professor, believe it or not. And one day he tells me, or other people of the committee organization, Carlito, they want to boycott you. They don't want you to play your company to play anymore because they think some days gonna get a hand is dangerous. You guys they're cigar makers. You know, they're not technicians that work in computers. They're cigar makers. And he said, Carlito, but you know what? We sell more Presidente beer in one Fuente game than we do in the whole season with every other team together. So you're not going to go anywhere. We support you. Keep coming. That's a true story, you know, and it's a lot of fun. My father used to go, Juan Sosa, all of us, Ciro. I mean, my sister, you know, Liana, all my younger, we used to go to the games, everybody. We used to yell. I used to jump on the backstop sometimes and try to climb it and go like this, like I was going to jump in and hit the umpire, you know, trying to psych them out. I used to do all that crazy stuff. You know, it was a lot of excitement. We take things, you know, especially sports. We take these pretty seriously here in the Caribbean.
Oh, that's awesome though. That sounds like a lot of fun. So you guys, so what is it that you do? What are some company like get-togethers and experiences that you do to try to build? Do you do things where you build teamwork, or what is it that
Yeah,
you do to get your team so
of course.
excited?
We have a very, very large human resource department, which has
Wow.
about 6 people working in it, in just one of the factories. Okay, because there are 3 different
Hmm.
factories plus just in one, the larger one, and we have, you know, our own banks and our own credit union that is not ours. It belongs to cigar makers. They're the owners. They're the ones that share the
Wow.
profits. They're the ones that make the decisions. We just guide them. And there's just so many things. We have parties for no reason at all, just to get together and say thank you with the greatest musicians of the Dominican Republic. Things have changed since COVID, but it to me is no different than what my grandfather did in his days when he had a factory back in the 40s and 50s. Is, hey, I think we all worked enough. Let's all go down to Cascaden Park, which was a park in Ybor City. Let's all get some beers and let's all play softball or whatever, baseball. It's all, everybody get up. We're not working anymore. And that I used to hear these stories and I used to think, wow, that's pretty cool. My grandfather was pretty cool, you know, and those are just things that stuck with me. I think every decision, everything I do is based on an oral lesson, not something I was taught in a book, not something I was taught in school, but an oral lesson that was taught to me by my grandfather or other people who've been around me, that I've been blessed to know some of the greatest cigar makers in the world that got a liking to me and took me in and taught me so much because I was not a threat to their companies, but I learned a lot from them, each and every one of them. And I was like a blank slate back in those, you know, in those early years in Nicaragua. I learned from every great farmer. I learned from every great master cigar maker. And I was not a threat to them. We were no one. We were a very small uh, Buckeye company in Tampa. But from each one, I learned something. And that's carried on into my life. And that's something that I try to teach my children, or not only my children. I feel my responsibility to teach everyone, everybody who works with us, anybody I could touch. It's the things that my experience of what is best and what can make people successful. Because bottom line, if I could do anything in my life, it's not a cigar. It's truly, if I could achieve this, no bullshit, to bring a smile, make as many people happy and make as many people healthy, and just do the right thing as a human being, I accomplished my goal in life.
And that's another thing is doing the right thing is not always the easiest way. I feel like it's definitely, obviously, we have to. So, have you been in situations where you've had to do the right thing, but maybe doing the right thing wasn't what the consensus wanted? And then how did you overcome that?
Mm. Yes, many times, many times. Um, how did I overcome that? By hard work, integrity, not hard work, believing in something, and going back to what my father taught me as a young boy. If you believe in something, your principles, don't ever let a professor or a teacher convince you otherwise. Even if it causes you to get thrown out of school, you stand up to your beliefs. You be proud of who you are. You be a good person. Don't give them an excuse for you that should be able to say that you did something wrong, unethical, or immoral. But you stand up to what you believe. And one of those situations, one of the most difficult times in our company's life, and really my life, because I was the one that confronted it alongside with my father, but there was me that they were after, was with the Mondavis and the Rothschilds. When the wineries, because of instigated by a cigar manufacturer, it's the way I interpret it from all the proof and all the information and some of the letters that were not stamped confidential that got into our hands, because I think my grandfather was pretty upset that they were picking on this small little family, these powerful people. I remember everyone saying, Carlito, so many people are telling me, why are you going to go forward? Why are you fighting? It's costing you, it's tearing you apart. It's been years. It's costing you millions. Just give up the brand. That's what they want. Give up the brand and do something else. You just change the name. But my father always said, I woke up without nothing. I've built different things. I've lost it all and I've built it again. But I have to look at myself in the mirror when I shave. In my honor and my pride, it is wrong. They want to take something away that's morally and legally ours because they're more powerful. He defended me when so many people in the organization, outside the organization, and some people just change the name. Why are you're gonna destroy your family? But through my father's support, we kept fighting, and we came out victorious. And keep her, the spoils, they're ours. And look where what has happened and everything. It was just wrong. It was just something that was created because of their power and the attorneys they had and everything. It was wrong. We proved it was wrong. And thank God in this case, the law was fair and it prevailed. And today, that manufacturer, I don't want to say those, but the one that spearheaded and really was involved with this, today they're not around. And the ones that are around are our friends, and we have a great relationship with them. So just, it's like the tortoise and the hare. You just go one step at a time, move forward, do things what you believe in, and the rest is destiny. I think if you earn it, God will provide it.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. But even destiny has anxiety sometimes. So I know you get, put in front of a lot of situations that we could probably never imagine. So when you're, gearing up to go and talk in front of a bunch of people, you're gearing up to go and do a speech, I know you give a lot of energy out, you give a lot of great information, but how do you prepare for this? Like, what is your own personal routine? Do you have any rituals that get you psyched so that you can psych others?
I got to think about that. But yes, I've heard people, they Eye of the Tiger, they listen Eye of the Tiger, Sylvester Stallone, go against all odds, it's impossible, or My Way, all these motivating songs and everything. I watch a movie that I saw as a young man called Debbie Does Dallas. I watched Debbie Does Dallas, and that's my motivation to know that anything is possible. Just go forward. Melanie, you would know that you're from Tennessee. Debbie Does Dallas. That's what I do. I watch Debbie Does Dallas. I have it downloaded, and I watch it over and over right before I'm going to make the
Texas.
presentation.
I don't know what to think right now. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Okay, so the audience is definitely getting a
Hey,
kick out of this as
did,
well.
did I not say that in life you have to have fun? In life you have to
Yes.
share a little bit of humor. And
Uh,
and I'm having a lot of fun. It really is about fun. I really enjoy spending time with you and your questions and the things you do, meet the professor and all that. And it's fun. It's Friday night. And
I know.
why would I be doing this unless it was fun? So,
I
hey, talking
agree.
about Texas, I hope Jay Davis has no idea what Debbie Does Dallas is. Okay, he has no idea. So I'm sure he can't make a comment. But anyway, a lot of people listen to I the Tiger. I do Debbie Does Dallas.
There's Samantha. How about our
I,
beautiful Samantha from
hey,
Cuenca
Samantha,
Cigars?
I saw your photo today on Facebook and everything, your new profile. What a beautiful smile. God bless you. You're beautiful. And I'll send you my love. Take care and hope to see you, and of course, my extended family, the best or nada, in
Yeah.
the next week. Hope to be there.
Ooh, that's gonna be fun. So, all right, let's go to the next question. Travel. Oh my gosh. You're everywhere. It's like the next thing I know, I'm like, wait, he was just at home and now he's here now. So I know that your heart, obviously your commitment is with the factory, but how do you handle travel? Like what is some things that you have to do to, I mean, obviously that can be uh stressful on the body. It could be, maybe even hard to get some kind of work done. So what are some things that you do to try to help your travels or help your stress?
Well, I don't think there's anything I try to do to try to help my travels. I don't have a routine. But when you talk about travels, I have over 4.5 million miles sitting on American Airlines alone. Most of those, purchases of flights on seat 6C. Sometimes they're bigger flights, which when I'm lucky, they're bigger, but not as often as I would like. That's just with American. That's without counting Emirates, without counting, Delta, and going back to Pan American, Air Florida. Listen, I could go back a long time, and it is not easy. But lately, since the pandemic was like put like a real like a halt. Like you just pull those reins back, and this was a constant hard stop. I don't think that was healthy for me because I was going and going. Melanie, I went year before last, I think it was. I went to I was in India, had to come back to the Dominican Republic. I don't remember, it was a school graduation or something that was very important. Came back for 3 days and flew back to Dubai on the other part of the world.
Jeez.
And I remember people said, how in the world did you were able to do that? It's just that it was a time, it's like those old cars that they run and run and run and run as long as you use them. And then you put them away in the garage for a while and everything. And 2 years later, you're going to start them up. And they're like, and I think that's what happened to me. It's just not easy for me anymore. Yes, it's very painful traveling. I have to, it's I pay my dues, if I may say that, traveling and being all around the world. I love it. I don't want to say it's of course it's painful physically, but I love it. I love meeting people, hugging them, seeing them smile as much or more than making cigars. Making cigars is good, but I make cigars consciously knowing that a good cigar will bring me a smile, will bring me a hug. And ultimately, isn't that really what I'm striving for? I ask myself subconsciously that many times. It's really the people. I wish that I could give myself and split myself up and have the energy I had to go all around the United States to all the brick and mortars, to hug the people, to say hello around the world. I mean, just in the last years, I've been to China several times, Russia, all over Europe. I mean, Dubai, India. It's not, Brazil, South. It's long trips. It's very hard, but I love the
Wow.
people. And each place that I have traveled to, I have developed lifelong friends. And to me, that's really what this short life is all about: is meeting the people, and they're all beautiful people. They're all good. Bringing up a point that I am very grateful to you for helping me so much, as well as Jeremiah and Jose, especially Jose and Jeremiah, of course. But you have helped me because it's always you I reach out to when I can't get on the show, because I can't tell the difference between a J and an I because the line and where the dot is, and I have trouble with the address. I'm just very
Uh,
grateful because although I'm not traveling as far and as much for obvious reasons, I I'm meeting people from all over the world, and we're developing friendships, real friendships. And we know we have the experience of what took place this year in Las Vegas. We saw so many people that we went up to, we
yeah.
hugged them. Hey, you're so and so, you're so and so. Oh my God, you're this, you're so and so, you're so and so. You feel that you're friends, and we really truly are. So it's because we have things in common. Not only the leaf, but we all love people, because you cannot be a lover of cigars and lover of the leaf if you don't respect and love all people.
Yes.
All genders, all ages. From all over the world. And it's honestly, that's what I believe in, and I see more and more of that all the time. People coming together, and it's all through the love of the leaf.
Yes, absolutely. So, what was one of the moments where you turned around and you were like, "Oh my God, look what I've created"? Or, I mean, or maybe you're like, "Did I do that?" I mean, humbly, we know you're very humble, but did you ever turn around and you were just like, "Whoa, I had no idea"?
I don't recall that moment that I could really say, "Wow, look what I created." I do recognize what has been created, and I do recognize the evolution and the development of the brand from being a young boy born in a little wooden house with a tin roof in Ybor City, roosters crowing and mango trees, avocado trees, to being in front of one of the most sought after brands. But it was never, I just did it. I just had the opportunity with a lot of great people all around, just great people that allow me to envision, come up with new ideas, allow me to create packaging, which was unheard of at that time. Nowadays, everybody's packaging looks like a Fuente cigar. But, at that time, people, they were saying I was crazy, yet I had the support from my father. And realistically, when you look at the packaging and you look at so many things, you look at a powerful cigar, like was powerful in 1995 when it came out. Today it's all relative. Fuente Sex, and you see how the cigar industry has gone. Something like VSG Sungrowns, which were unique. Now everything is sun-grown this, sun-grown that. You speak to the people who sell that tobacco. Before that, a lot of that tobacco was used for binders, and now, it a lot of things I was able to participate in and to be involved with the change. But it was just timing, and it was just the support of people and just doing what you felt in your heart. But I, I never
Totally.
I never really go back and go, wow, look what I've done. What I do wake up and worry about, if you could call it worrying, or realize it hits me like a freight train in the forehead, is how much time do I have left to do the things that have to be done, that have not been done, that worries me sickly, that if I don't do it in the cigar industry, it will never be done. And
Wow.
those are the things that really concern me. What does that have to do next? What does that have to do next to set an example or something for other manufacturers to follow? Maybe with something to give back to needed or those less fortunate, or do something with a foundation or schools for children. Or what does that have to do next to make a real big impact, of integrity, of colors, of quality that others will follow and just enhance our world of cigars? Because I feel that any growth or anything that anyone else has that is our colleagues' party is good for everybody. If our neighborhood becomes stronger and more beautiful, all the neighbors are enjoying that beauty when they ride through the streets. So, I just think that we're all one. And it's a good question, Melanie. It really is. But I don't think of the past. What really bothers me is how much time do I have left to continue to do the things that I have in my heart and vision that needs to be done in the cigar industry.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, we're going to get to some other questions that are going to be like quick, maybe more hot seat questions. But I have one last question for you is that, well, I'm just going to put it out there. The names of your cigars, like, what? We are always talking about the names of your cigars. I feel like people will just get tickled by them because they are unique. But what do you do? What do you think? I know you probably go with inspiration. You're inspired by something, but what is it when you think of something and you're like, is everybody else going to like it? Or
I just had a recent issue that I had everyone in our organization tell me, rethink it. It's not good. And I did rethink it. And I lost sleep for several nights. And I kept rethinking. And I said, no, this is my decision. This is what it's going to be. And there's a reason, there's a story behind it. And I've never been satisfied when somebody else influenced a decision for me. And I have proven many people, many times that I'm the artist. So the artist has to really, tie the knots of how he wants to illustrate it, how he wants to name it, what it means to him. It's part of a life story. It really, everything, all the names, okay, all part of a story. There is no nickname or nothing that's not a story. The one thing I want to mention that you brought it up, before we created a lot of these things, it all started for charity, to have something that's not commercially available. And to have something for auction that people will pay more money, because it's not about cigars, it's about the cause. And we were the first one to make a cigar with two different wrappers, and then make all the cigars. And then one thing led to another. The head on the BBMF, there's a story behind that. I was in Hartford, Connecticut, doing a fundraiser for St. Jude Children's Hospital. There are still Cigar family members alive that they're listening to this today. They will remember that story. And people donating a box of A's, donating. It's up to 15,000, this thousand, this and that. And I remember I had a suit back then, or I had a jacket and a suit for St. Jude Children's Hospital. And there were people from St. Jude represented, because all the money went to St. Jude. And I go inside my pocket and I pull out a baseball bat. It had a number 21 on it. And I said, this is a gift I made for Sammy Sosa, and this and that. And this is not going to ever be sold, because I would never exploit somebody's name. I'm not that, I believe in karma. If you exploit somebody's name, I believe in that. And going back, Fuente was approached to make Frank Sinatra cigars in the very beginning, approached to make Elvis Presley cigars. Wow. And I refused. I could never do something and put the king's name on it. The same if I refused. And you see the way the choices Fuente has made has been out of respect. I don't believe in exploiting anybody's name. So I'm at this event. I pull out the baseball bat, and one of these smart-ass cigar family guys says, hey, do you have a vibrator there? If you pull out a vibrator, I would double whatever has been raised, okay? I said, if you invite me next year, I will bring a vibrator. So the next year I came, I had to do this. I know what I'm going to do. The BBMF, we know what it stands for. That was something. Look at other people now, the names they have. Before, everything was a Churchill, a Corona, a Robusto, a Toro, a Panatella, and all these different names that we started coming out with for charities and everything to have fun. It's become a trend now. So the next year, I go, well, we come out with something totally different to raise money. And I said to myself, remember, Debbie does Dallas. I said, man, I got to make something different so it's unique. I don't believe in doing something somebody else has done. So I named the head the Cuban Tickler, because, of course, we've all heard of a French tickler. And if you look at it, it looks like it has a little rotator ball on the top with little things coming out. And so the BBMF, the head, make it unique, was the the Cuban Tickler. And if you look at the bottom, it was the first time we used a different color wrapper, which is a Maduro. It was a Maduro, the top over ripened leaves, just a little piece because you stretch and it breaks, but it's sweet. We use that at the tip. I named that the foreplay because when you light, it stimulates your saliva, and you start getting into this and that. I mean, everything has a reason. And just like that, you have the chili pepper. It just goes on and on and on. But before Fuente, it wasn't fashionable, and I never did it to sell cigars because we don't sell those cigars. That's just to have fun among ourselves and to have something that's unique to raise money for a good cause.
Absolutely. Well, that's awesome.
Hey,
Oh,
I tell you what, before you go, could we take like a 5-minute break? Is that okay?
okay, sure.
Okay, so now start how do you think? Dun, 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 get Rich to come on and say a joke and this and that. And
I know I should. Who wants to come on and tell a joke? We should have a little break.
I
We
love
should
it.
get.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Do you ever see the Cuban Kardashians?
No, there's
Yeah.
Cuban Kardashians.
Mm-hmm.
Are they like the Cuban, the Opus X twins?
No. They're not the Kardashians. No, the Cuban Kardashians, to me, they're so funny. I love to see them every week. The Cuban Kardashians are the Cavinos from Smoke Snob, the brother and the sister. They're there. She goes like this. He's jumping up. They're opening gifts and packages, and they're just so cool, man. I just saw them again yesterday, and I said, wow, man. I just thought to myself, they're the Cuban Kardashians. Every week they open up all the gifts that manufacturers send them and everything. It started out something, but it's just so cool the way she's just always smiling and having a good time. I'll be back in 3 minutes.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, bye-bye now. So
Bye.
long. We'll come back. Let's see how.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to take a little 5-minute break. I guess if you need to use the restroom, you can go now. This is our intermission. Let me think if I could. I should turn the music up. Let's do that. I do need better music in between. Maybe they won't catch it. We shall see. Anyways, this is fabulous. I'm so grateful for all of you joining right now. You guys are super amazing. Carlito went for a little break, so don't worry. He will be back. We're taking an intermission. We're having a great time though. Yes, I think I blushed just slightly, but that's okay. I couldn't believe Debbie Does Dallas is in the mix. All right, guys. So, you know what? While we're waiting, actually, let me go ahead and ask you one of the questions so that you guys can win a prize. All right, everybody ready for this? Hopefully nobody is like using the restroom and like, wait for me. But tell us now if you could name what? If you could name Carlito's next cigar, what would you name it? Ooh, gosh, I don't know if I want to say. I don't know. Actually, I have to think about that. That's a tough question. I don't know. I would do something like the kid because I would want like a small cigar. Like the kid is a smaller person. Yes, I don't know. I don't really know. I would have to think about that. But all right, guys. So let's see. This was one great. Oh, thank you guys. Well, it's not over yet, so don't go anywhere. We're gonna have more awesome. I have a ton of questions, more info to get. So absolutely, I'm having a great time as well. So I'm super excited. What does it say? Small. Come on. I don't know. Slim Pickens. That's cute. I like that. We could do that. Why don't you guys give us the name? How about this is how you're gonna win a prize. All right, here it is. I'm gonna turn it on you, Xavier. All right, so here's how you guys are gonna win a prize. You are going to drop your, and actually I believe that there is a no, there's not. Okay, you're in the comments. You're gonna drop your name that you would name the next Fuente cigar. Okay, so we're going to let Carlito pick the best name. And the one who is the best is the winner. Okay, guys? So drop your names. You can put as many names as you want. I do not care. Little Disco Cisco. Hey, I like that. That's cute. I can handle that. Take it. I'll take it. The Opus Triple X rated. That sounds dangerous. Sounds dangerous, guys. Okay. I don't know. So let's see. The Debbie Debbie Debaco. like a debacle or something. That's funny. The Tickler. Well, he already got the Tickler. He's got Fuente double D's. Okay. I don't know. There's got to be a story behind it. This is not, you got to be a little bit more clever, you guys. That's so funny. That's like one of the questions that I like asking is like, would you rather be clever or funny? I think that's a. All right. So if you're just joining us back right now, we are definitely putting down name. You're going to name that cigar. You are giving us a name for a Fuente cigar, and we're going to let Carlito pick out the best name. The one he likes the most is the winner. So you guys can put as many names as you want. Just drop them right there in the comments. I'll be watching, and then we will definitely go back. And Smooth Red. Ooh, okay. Nostalgia cigars. Ooh, okay. I'm lucky. I'm clever and funny. Ah! I love it, Don Jones. That's great. That's great. You got to be lucky and clever at the same time. Okay, if you guys have not had one of these cigars, these are fabulous. Really, really good cigars. Also, if you do have a question for Carlito, I will be asking your guys' questions at the end of this. So if you want to drop a question in the comments, go ahead and drop that question, and I will be happy to ask those questions at the end. So you guys, I want to involve you guys. This is not just for me to be here for you, but we're sharing information for you. So obviously, if you have a question, go ahead, put it in the comments, and I will definitely ask them at the end. Ooh, I like that one, Ryan. Legacy. That's a good name. Bambi. I don't know about Bambi, but Legacy is cool. I like that one. We'll see. The Journey. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I like that one too. Frankie Fish. I'll just wait. Waiting for the thumbs up, and then we can continue. So you guys got The Journey, Legacy, Bambi, and what is that? Fuente Buzz. Oh. Oh my God. That's great. The Fuente Buzz. Triple D, Debbie Does Dallas. Oh, that's clever, Will. I like that. Silk Bullet. Ooh, hey, that sounds like a cigar, actually. Is it the cigar making you have done that you regret or wish you would have done it differently? That's a great question, Dawn. Thank you. I will definitely ask that question. That's a good one. Devil's Cut. Ooh, yes, Aldo. Yes. But I don't know, like, what if it's like Devil's Cut, they have an angel share, so does that make sense? I guess it would be like the opposite. Devil's Cut and the angel share. Good. That's what you want to call, is that the name of a cigar? Because that would be kind of funny if it was just called Good. A good cigar. Let's see. What's nice? Reminiscia cigars. Okay. So how you feeling over there, Brian? You doing well? Huh? You sticking with us? We got your attention, huh? Satan's Thief. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Satan's Thief. How about I guess that could, it's kind of cool. It's almost like, looks like, I don't know. I feel like there has to be something more, just a little more clever. Let's see. Ooh, Bianco blend. What? Blanco blend. What? That's funny. Cousin Joey. Oh, that's great. All right.
Just enjoying myself. A lot of great names they come up with. It's very exciting. Listen, we got plenty of rooms where we brainstorm and everything. So they're welcome to come down. We could go up with some really cool things. Main thing is that we'll have fun.
Absolutely.
I apologize. I had to do something, and it brought me back. Melanie, you like stories. It reminded me of a story. I was a senior in high school. I was not the most behaved or whatever. I was just never caught. But I was like kind of the prankster of the whole school, and man, we could do a whole weekend of pranks that I used to do. I was like an incredible prankster. And no one ever got hurt. So I just want to make that clear, which is all about having fun. But I remember we're doing our final exams. And this is very critical for me to move on and get the hell out of there. What do you want when you're a senior high school? Get the hell out of there and go see the college girls. So that's the only thing I had on my mind. And I remember I was in a band too. So, but I remember that I'm like this, and we're doing this test that you said nobody could get up from the room. No one. He was a gentleman, was a historian teacher, but I really liked him. He was really cool. But I remember I kept waving my hand. I said, "Sir, I have to go to the boys' room." We weren't men, we were boys. A lot of us are still boys. And I had to go to boys' room. And he says, "If you get up from that seat, you got an F." I said, "Sir, this is why I'm saying, please, you could come with me. I can't leave the classroom. Send me with some people. I have to go to the boys' room. I don't want to be embarrassed." And he goes in his desk and he brings out a rubber band and he says, "Here, you could use this. Hope this helps." He was going to give me a rubber band so I could stay in my desk and not go to the boys' room. Those are the kind of shit that I went through, man. So, I mean, you know what? Those teachers back then, they were just funny. And guess what? I had to go to the boys' room. I was not going to be embarrassed in front of all the girls in the class. And I got suspended and everything. And my dad had to go to school, talk to the dean. And finally, it's who you, in Tampa those days, who you know and everything. But, I had to go to the bathroom. I was not going to embarrass myself and embarrass the people. And, one thing I learned with that lesson, never corner someone. Because you just don't ever corner someone. Give people freedom, whatever, because honestly, that was wrong. I needed to go to the bathroom. I was not going to look at a cheat sheet or anything. I was peeing in my pants, really.
But were you a troublemaker? He just didn't trust you?
I wasn't a troublemaker. I was always the quiet one that threw things out with the left hand and hit the right hand. I'm always handing that. But no, I wasn't. I'm going to tell you another story. If you want to hear a story about my senior year. Okay, senior year. We got to go to the final exams. That was terrifying because I played in a band. So I used to get home like sometimes 1 or 2 in the morning. And the next day I got to be at school at 7:30. And you got exams. So I didn't really, we had to figure out a way, me and my good friends, how we could get away from those exams and get a couple of days in between to sleep.
Yeah.
So it was, if you know anything about Florida, there was a bad crisis, pandemic, or whatever you want to call it, with red tide all over the Tampa Bay, the causeway. There was nothing but stinky dead fish everywhere, this and that. A group of friends of mine, the old Ybor City, West Tampa boys, about 6 of us, we got these big black trash bags, and we covered ourselves, and we were covered with all this stuff. It was almost like you're going to a spaceship. And we went to the causeway at 2-3 o'clock in the morning. We filled it with these dead fish, and we went to the high school. It was Leto High School. So if anybody from Leto High School remembers that year, 1972, they'll remember. And we went and we snuck outside, and we opened the air conditioning ducts, all the returns, and we stuffed it with all this dead fish.
Oh.
School was postponed for 3 days. We canceled. No, really, true story. I swear, true story. School was 10 days. They got the next morning. The place smelled so bad. There was nothing. They couldn't figure it out. I never got caught.
Oh my God.
Listen, I won't be talking to you now. I would have got caught. I would have been 6 feet on the ground. My father would have killed me. I never got caught. I think I told my father later on in life about that. But you know what? In the old days, this is the kind of fun we used to have, you know, but we never hurt anybody. It was just being,
Yeah.
it was very creative thinking. Now, instead of doing those kind of, you know, mischief things, I try to do my creative thinking, apply it to cigars now. You know, a little Cuban Tickler, a little foreplay, or whatever it is. Just bring. And by the way, I know what your friend, who was the one that said Bambi? I know exactly what he's referring to. And it's not a
Oh,
deer.
okay.
It's not a baby deer.
That's funny. Oh my Lord. Well, I'm learning a lot today then. This is great. They're still coming up with good names. I like it. Now they're gonna do Red Tide.
Oh my God. That's not a Red Tide.
So, all right, all right, I'm gonna ask you some questions, and they could just be, I got a series of them, so you can give short answers or stories, whichever one. But what was the very, very, very first job that you ever had when you were getting into the industry or cigars?
Okay. The first job I ever had, or that's related to cigars, or first job I ever had?
Let's talk about the first job you ever had.
Well, I had several simultaneously. Me and my cousin Arturo. First thing, they gave me a shoe shine box when I was like about 6 years old, so I could make some extra money, coins. You know, I grew up hearing about my father, how he worked. He delivered newspapers, delivered, prescriptions from the pharmacy. The pharmacy was owned by the famous fight doctor Pacheco and his family. We go back to Tampa, you know, the old families and everything. And how we used to work. My father, so that he wouldn't have to ask my grandfather to help him with any of his needs or little things he wanted to do, that were, go to a movie theater. My father, at the age of 8 or 9 years old, used to break in wild horses. Now, my grandfather would have killed them if he ever found out that my father was doing that. But my father wasn't the one that was the head of this little, our gang, like the Little Rascal company. There was one that was 15 years old who was a tough guy, who's the one that really controlled the situation, got the jobs. And my father was the one that was afraid of nothing. And he used to bring my father, and the horse would throw him off, put him back on, throw him off. And when the horse was tired, this 15-year-old used to get on the horse, break him in, and get paid. And he always gave my father some money. But he always kept most of the money. So my father's taught me that work, but I've done everything. They gave me shoe shine boxes, and I was shining shoes for the cigar makers, 6 years old, when they come from 3:30, 4, whatever it was back then. And I was shining shoes. And I tell you one thing, a lot of them wore white socks. They were old. I don't know if it's because of athlete's foot or whatever. They wore white socks. I don't wear white socks. They were always like striped with black and brown. And they said, Arturo, your grandson, Arturo, and all this shit, But hey, if you want a job tomorrow, you give them a tip. And that's the way it went. And yeah, so I shine shoes. He bought my cousin Arturo, Arthur, and I. They bought us an ice shaver, 6 years old or whatever, a block of ice, and we would they bought everything, the syrup, and we would sell like shaved ice, snow cones, did it all.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
We did it all. We used to get clothes from my grandmother and old earrings, these plastic little things, all the colors. And we set up like a little flea market in front of the factory, and we would sell to the employees stuff. I've been working since I was young. Officially, I had a job with the Tampa Tribune, Tampa Times. At the age of 7 years old, I used to have a paper route and had a little Schwinn bicycle to fill up with newspapers, but I was getting tired. I was lazy. And I said, so then eventually my mother when I used to get home from school, she had all the papers all wound up with a rubber band all tied up, had them in the backseat of the car. I would sit outside the window, and throw the newspapers from the backseat of her car, from the window, from sitting on the window. And I've done a lot of things, worked with Boys and Girls Club, but in the factory, we got paid little 50 cents or whatever, dude. Just little. We lived in the factory. So did Cynthia. So did my cousins. We lived there, and one of my first jobs, I think I had to be there for a certain time in the summer. Okay, was was supplying the short filler machines with the short filler, putting the short filler in the hopper, and when you put the short filler, it goes up in your nose, and I mean, yeah, yeah, I've done it all. I've done it all, and from making cigars with not gray cigars, but sitting next to cigar makers, to banding cigars, to cellophane, to separating leaves, to sorting, whatever had to be done, to making blends, fillers, and carrying bales, unloading containers. Yeah, when I was a teenager, 16, I was into this thing, taking those weights. And whenever a container came, I was the one that volunteered. No, I'm going to take it down. And I used to go like this for all the old ladies to see me and everything. See, and they say, "Oh man, look at that boy's arms." And I used to pick it up. I had all the hormones going, and I used to look at those old ladies. They had waists like this, and that's a Cuban thing. They had to, bro. Let me tell you, I remember I said, "Oh shit, man, I can't wait till I own this factory. I can't wait till I own this factory." You know what? It just never happened that way. But no, it's a lot of fun. I hope that your viewers know how to take things with a grain of salt and have fun and everything.
They're your fans. That's what the
I
beauty.
I don't think so, Melanie. I think they're your fans.
No,
I
they
think
love
they're
the
your fans.
Fuente. But we not only love the Fuente, the Carlito Fuente, but we all love the Cynthia Fuente, the Liana Fuente, the whole Fuente family. You guys have just done so much for the industry and the people that work within the industry, individually. And I guess that was one question that I did want to ask was, what was the start of doing the schools, in the Dominican Republic? What gave you that idea to start? I mean, I understand why you did it, but what really sparked that interest to do that? Or a certain situation that happened?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the honest truth is that my family before me had to struggle to be able to meet payroll, have enough money in the bank to be able to pay the weekly employees, and and really, had to work its way up or work this way up by doing things different, by having integrity, by having the support of tobacco families who were there way, way before us and were very much stronger financially, who gave us support because believed in my father and knew he was the hardest working man in the business, and they wanted that he deserved the opportunity because his word was his bond. And that's something I learned from him, which I could never. That's non-negotiable for me. My word is my bond. But moving forward, that's a hard question to answer. And I'm just like, wait a minute. I feel like now, am I like Joe Biden now? Oh, what's the question again? I feel like Joe Biden. Poor guy. I actually lit a candle for the guy, man. I feel bad. Please, hey, spirits on the top, guide this man.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll go to the next question.
No. I got to answer that question. I want to answer that question, please.
All right. So, what sparked the idea to create the schools in the Dominican?
I got it. I started thinking about other things, but what sparked the idea is going back. I tell you, from being born like that without really, that's not what we help people in our community. We helped each other because we had to survive. But something happened in my life, and I have to give credit to certain people I met later on, thanks to the cigar. One is Marvin Shankin, cigar aficionado, invited us to be involved with CAP cure, prostate cancer, like women's cancer, one of the cancers or illnesses that affect most men. Dr. Drew Barbera with St. Jude Children's Hospital. Early on, I learned that through this cigar that people are craving for and these new ideas like a BBMF or a chili pepper, all these things that we were doing, we were raising hundreds of thousands of dollars and maybe millions for a good cause. And the day came that I said, "Oh my God, all this comes from this little area. It comes from a little area like this where the leaf is born. If it wasn't for Chato de la Fuente, none of this would be possible. If it wasn't for Open Sex, if it wasn't for that sacrifice, if it wasn't for that dream that I followed to be able to grow rappers and all the things that followed later on, we wouldn't have been able to contribute to all these charities." And I said, it's not right. I thought to myself, it's not right. All these children are running up and asking for hand-me-outs, asking for 20 pesos, asking for this or that. They don't have schools. There's no running water. There's not, and this is Open Sex. This is birthplace of a dream. But the real dream was not the accomplishment of the cigar. It was the bridge, which I believe in destiny, that God loaned us to become aware of the local situation, which was it was the worst in the country. So bad the government had no intention of fixing it because it's surrounded by mines and it's all international interests, and the people are not educated, had no intention of fixing it. And because of the support of the Newman family and all the people who, are generally good people who love cigars, want to help and change this world. And we're changing the world one child at a time. And really, that to me is the reason, because I learned from those before me what you could do or what you accomplish with a great successful product, whether it's Cigar Aficionado or St. Jude through his friends and a great cause. It's through a cigar we could come together and we can make a difference in life. And that really was the beginning that sparked all these ideas while giving back. It was only going to be a small classroom to teach a few children basic arithmetic skills and reading skills. It's turned into a 26-acre project. I mean, everything from preschool to high school to, medical centers to amphitheaters. Technical schools where this year we're graduating, I think it's 23, 26 technical certified nurses to help the forgotten children, which I realized because God told me, hey, the children are not only, I always thought about the children of the future, but who are the forgotten children? The elderly. Who in countries like this, sadly, and of course the United States, and we hear it all the time. They make movies about it. Let's not be naive. When you get a certain age, they throw you in a corner. Imagine this country where you can't produce. We want to make a difference and help those forgotten children, the elderly and everything, through the nursing school and so forth. And now, on November 31st, I think, or December the 1st, we are inaugurating the Academy of Arts with the contribution of Hublot. They're coming out with a new watch. It will be launched that day. Who have, over the 10 years that we have done, we have cooperated with them and we've done things together. All their contributions has been saved to finish the school, the Academy of Arts. Arturo Sandoval is sponsoring the School of Music. We're going to have a recording studio. We're going to have a journal school where people, and recording studio cameras, the whole thing, where people will learn how to do news, how to do this. Hopefully we'll have one day our own radio station that we could educate and we could play classical music and everything. And there's so many other things that's planned immediately. Aside from all the plastic arts and all the other things, and everything's going to be done. The Academy of Arts, that's our next step, and that will be inaugurated this year. And think about this, Melanie. All this was done during COVID. In COVID, when Cigar family has not been able to do events to raise money. They have not been able to raise money, which sadly we did very well thanks to Carls and Cigars, to the Shalani Foundation, and to Dario. We did very well. They gave us a $250,000 check. But to run this and to do these things, it takes a lot. We have not been able to. It has been working very hard. Cyril, Sergio, and our team in Tampa working very hard to find out how we'll make things work until we start having events again. But remember, this foundation is supported by people who love cigars. If it wasn't for Toast Across America and all the retailers around the country, that is our biggest contribution of all, is Toast Across America. Thank God for Toast Across America. Thank God for the retailers, the people who enjoy cigars. Keith Park, all the things that he does and everything. Lifetime biggest contributor to the foundation. Every year continues. These are just a
Wow.
few things. It's the people that really care. But the retailers, the brick and mortar, the cigar family guys, they pay what, $5,000 for 10 cigars. They call them sticks. I hate that freaking word stick. I don't want to say fucking word, but I hate the freaking word sticks. They're not sticks. It takes a passion, a lifetime of to really make this work of art. And you guys got this stick shit, okay? It's not a stick shift, okay? I know that some of these guys on your program that they know what a stick shift used to be used for in the old days. It's not a stick shift.
Oh, that's great. All right. What is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve?
Yes.
My daughter trying to be politically correct in an event and speaking to someone who has a cigar all the way back to the tonsils, it's chewing and talking to her, taking it out, and spraying her with all this tobacco juice and saliva. I killed her. No. Pet peeve? I really don't know what pet peeve makes. I don't go to pet shops often. But
Oh my God.
No, I don't. I'm not from that world. I just want to be honest with you. You guys are young people, have all these words and everything, who try to throw curves at like Jose Blanco. Thank God he's as old as I am, or as old or older. But thank God I'm a lot smarter than him, and I'm able to bounce back and bounce off of these questions. No, pet peeve. Pet peeve is, to me, is something you give someone something, and you're someplace, and you know that you sacrificed 10 years, 12 years, and it's really special. And they take a couple of puffs of it, and you see they put it down in an ashtray, and they put it out like this, thinking that there's someone that respects the leaf. That, I think pet peeve, anything that doesn't respect others or doesn't understand and doesn't want to learn to become a better human being.
Yeah, that's a
Did
good
I answer
point.
that question?
You did. You
what it means?
answered it. Don't throw the cigarette and don't smash the cigar. No, sorry, I didn't say cigarette. All right. What would you consider to be your spirit animal?
Horse.
Okay, why is that?
I don't have no idea. It just came out of my mouth. Horse.
All right.
No, really. A spirit animal? No. Listen, if I think about it, I would say a bull, because I'm Taurus, the bull, so was my father, and the bulls are important. But I don't know why. The horse. I really think the horse. I have done deep hypnosis and things like that, and I'm always riding that horse, looking over this Grand Canyon, this thing, and this horse. It's always on a horse. So spirit animal, I don't know. The dreams or the hypnosis, everything it's always taking me to this horse.
I like that. Which family member do you consider your closest with?
Everybody's died. I can't answer that question without being buried, assassinated. Come on. Family member? Cigar family. All the cigar family members. Now, of course, I love all my children equally. I've said that many times. I cannot love one more than another. I wasn't taught that way, and I don't believe that way. I love everybody equally. The ones that baby me and have ways of getting what they want from me, and they're probably listening. They probably know who they are. And the ones who are very reserved, that don't ask for anything, I love them all the same. I really do love them all the same. I swear I love them all the same, and I cannot choose.
I understand. All right. What is something that makes you extremely uncomfortable?
Somebody looking at my double chin.
Where? We don't see that.
Somebody staring at my double chin. I'm gonna get that shit fixed someday.
Oh my gosh. All right. If you moved to a place where you didn't know anyone, how would you go about meeting people?
Well, I have been in that situation many, many times. And the only thing that I do, if there's not a language barrier, but I've learned one thing that melts any barrier, is a smile. It's hello, a smile, thank you. Be courteous, a smile. Look at people in their eyes. Don't look down. Be proud. Say thank you. Be courteous. It's worked all around the world. I don't think people are different. I don't care what people have taught us or whatever. They're the same all over the world. There are people who are good people. There are people that are very reserved, and there's people that are not that good of people who hate people. I don't hate people. I love people. And I just think that I listen to my friend Arturo Sandoval, who I have the highest respect for, a man who's traveled around the world, that has all the Grammys in the world, every recognition, from the presidents and every place and every key of every city. He said the most important word is smile. If I use that often, it's because I learned that also from him. Smile. My mother, I have stretch marks up here since I was little. My mother, smile, smile. All the photos, smile. Cynthia could vouch for this. Smile, smile, smile. It's hard with all the Botox now, but I used to be able to smile. Melanie, you know what?
Well,
Hey, let
you
me
guys
also,
have a
wait. Aside from smiling, I could say things that are not very accurate, whatever it is, because I don't think Cynthia's ever put Botox or done that. But aside from that, it's all about having fun. If you can't make fun of yourself or whatever, joke about yourself and everything and be human and be realistic, then you're missing out of something very magical in this world. And a lot of things I may say tonight, because you're the ones interviewing me and I have such a high respect and admiration for you and gratitude above all. I'm going to say things from the heart. And I believe that about Smile. I really do believe that.
I do too. Absolutely. And not only you can, if you smile, you're going to feel good, but also more than likely that's going to go on to someone else and make them smile. So you get a two for one. It's a 2-for-1 right there.
Smile always works. Hey,
All
let me
right.
ask you a question, Melon. Let me ask you.
Okay.
Have you
Okay.
ever, not to attack New York, okay, because I think it has to do with their leadership and what they've been facing for so many years now. You ever get, and I used to go to New York all the time, the best hotels in the world, name them, the big, and you get in an elevator and you say, hello, everybody, and they look at you like, who is this guy, man? Is he a terrorist? Why is he saying hello? People don't say hello. Have you been faced with that? Have you been to the
hmm
Northeast or some of these places? You don't see that in Tennessee, I bet.
Well, in Tennessee, they're pretty laid back, like country folk, I would say.
That's
But
beautiful. You know what? I'm a Tampa boy, and I love that,
yeah.
and I respect that. No, seriously, that's beautiful. The whole
hmm
thing is way to treat people. I love that, and I'm sure it's the
Yeah.
same. I'm sure it's the same in all the South, Dallas, Louisiana, and everything. I'm sure it's the same. And you know what? All my friends in New York, in Boston, New Hampshire, the whole Northeast, they tell me the same thing. They are sick of it. They tell me this is not the way it should be. It's not the way it used to be. And don't want to come down to Florida. Everybody wants to come down to Florida, but I have a problem. It's just there's not that much room in Florida. So I'm trying to discourage them from coming. And everybody wants to come to Florida. Everybody wants to be with the good people. And in Florida, we still could get grits on Sunday. We eat our grits, our hash browns. Even though a hash brown they claim is from the north, but our grits and our corn in the cob and our what do you call those cakes that were made out of corn? Come to Florida. Florida's a good place.
Florida is a great place. I can't wait to get back down there. All right, this is another great question. So, knowing what you do now, what advice would you give yourself 5 years ago?
Make sure I drink my vitamins every single day and green juice, celery, and don't get off course. Just continue to do it and everything. That's the advice I would do. I would give myself. Is that a fair answer?
I think so. That's a great
Yeah,
answer.
that's the honest truth. I'm not a good patient. I don't go to doctors. People know that. They fight with me. I sacrifice a lot. I don't want somebody else to tell me what's happening in my life. I don't want to hear it. I really have this trauma about those things. I really believe in moving forward like that raging bull and doing one thing at a time. Um, but yeah, I think that's one of the things. Other than that, As far as the cigar world, you know what? Anything you say now, it's really not truthful because you would have done it back then when you ask that question. So it's easy to go back and say I should have done this, done that, and done, of course. But if I had that magic, I should be involved with the stock market, which I'm not. I'm involved with tobacco farms, and my risk is Mother Nature.
That's, that's another, that is so interesting. So I find the body fascinating. And of course, I've heard you multiple times tell us how, the tobacco leaf is alive and it takes, you got to nurture it and bring it to life, or at least give it the life that it, deserves to be able to truly come alive. And so,
Melanie, I was
yeah.
taught by my grandfather. My grandfather was a Cuban philosopher. He was a poet. The old Cuban farmers, not the big university, but the people who understood life, earth, and everything. And as a young boy, I'm telling you, young, 3, 4 years old, he used to tell me stories in his bedroom. It was in a wooden house again, tin roof and all that. He would take me to this little bedroom. Think about, I don't know if you've been to Key West, Ybor City, those little cigar houses. He would take me, I used to live there because my parents, when they were married, they went to live with their parents because they were only 18, 19 years old. So he used to take me to his bedroom and he would get a white sheet because, of course, it was very hot, whatever it was. And I could see the fan moving. It wasn't a roof fan. We couldn't afford it, but the fan moving and the tin roof and all that. And he used to tell me stories about Cuba. He told me this sunk in me, believe it or not, because when you're a child, you're like a blank slate. And if you love somebody the way I love my grandfather, and that's a story to be told another day, why a lot of things were accomplished. It was all out of love. He used to talk to me about when he used to get up early in the mornings with his siblings. They were peasants. After the Spanish-American War, they were struggling. There was war. There was this and that. They would get up early in the morning and they would all pray to the tobacco gods to bring them water, which you understand, tobacco gods may have been Mother Nature or whatever. They would all pray for a good day. They need sun, they need this and that. He taught me one thing, and I've heard from you listen to Benjamin Menendez or any old Cubano really taught by old school, they will tell you the same thing. My grandfather taught me that tobacco is feminine, not masculine. Masculine tobacco is not good. And those that know tobacco know that there's a masculine and there's a feminine. There is. And you can see it. And he said the beautiful tobacco is feminine. And like every female you respect, and he says, you get a leaf, you will learn. You get that leaf with the right moisture and you start warming it up in your hands. And a leaf just like this will stretch and will open up. And it will become silky and elastic. And they will respect you if you respect it. A tobacco leaf is feminine. I learned that. That is so true. So much so that I created the goddess of tobacco. So much so I created it because I believe it is feminine. Tobacco is feminine. And for so many years, I was pushed down my throat about the Native American with the strong jaw and the vicious look, not the good guy, not the beautiful man that they were. I was pushed down my throat, this whole thing of American vision, everything, and it's not fair. To a Cubano, tobacco is beautiful and it's feminine. That's why I created the goddess of tobacco. And I have surprises. There's some new things coming out that I have surprises with the goddess of tobacco.
Ooh, that's exciting. Darn, I wish we knew. All right, so I'm going to ask a couple of questions. We've been on here for we're going on almost an hour and a half. Actually, I think 2 hours. So I'm going to ask you a couple of.
You don't want Reinhard to get heartbroken or anything like that. You don't want him. He had a show that was over 3 hours recently.
Yes, no. Well, that, and we have another herf to jump on to as well. The Devil's Enclave group is going to be there. So I'm excited to meet them. But I'll ask you a couple of questions that I have in the comments. Let's see. The first question that I had. Oh, where did it go? Okay. The first question I had was by Don Jones, and he says, "Is there anything in cigar making that you have done that you regret or wish you would have done differently?"
Listen, I would assume there's a lot of things that I had done and wish I'd done differently. I just don't remember what they are, to be honest with you. Um, no, no. Everything I think that everything I've done has had a purpose, a reason. I had a vision of what it was going to be when it was accomplished. I knew where I was going. I knew that before I even took on the challenge of doing it. I I felt it. I sensed it. I visioned it. I think it's a lot like creating a song. You hear the song in your head before you actually put it into melody. And
Yeah.
I really don't know, to be honest with you. I can't say something. Maybe I could come up with something that I did that backfired. No, because if it did backfire,
Okay.
it backfired for other reasons other than the cigar. So I just don't recall that.
All right. The next question is, if a movie was made on your life, who is the leading man?
You want to get me in trouble with my friends?
Yeah. Why not?
Danny DeVito.
Oh, really? That I would not imagine that, but I like it. Okay.
No, no,
Danny
no.
DeVito.
Listen. If I say Andy Garcia, if I say Sylvester Stallone, if I say I don't know, there's so many people, Joe Montana. I mean, this goes on and on. Tom Selleck, and this goes on and on. And Arnold Schwarzenegger. It would be a total heartbreaking moment for me. Danny DeVito. Oh, wait,
That's
wait, wait,
awesome.
wait. And so Danny DeVito, which I don't know personally, but I will tell you someone, Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci would be me, the ball buster. Joe Pesci, because I have met. And yeah, of course, I have met Joe Pesci with Arturo Sandoval and Andy and everyone. He's a
That's
great
so cool.
and funny guy. Joe Pesci. I think Joe Pesci could be the Carlito Fuente, the ball buster, the guy that laughs about everything, the guy that doesn't take anything seriously. Joe Pesci, for sure.
They like it. They like it. They like your answer. That's awesome. All right, let's go through some of these names. I'm gonna let you pick out the name that you like the most so we can give these guys a prize. This is excellent. So I think these are names. It looks like I got one for Tinder, the Stallion. I want to know what Bambi means.
I have no idea.
We've got Taurus.
Just believe me, ask somebody from Dallas, they would know.
Let's see. I like the Devil's Cut. Have you ever thought about? I know you have the Angel Share. Have you ever thought about calling a cigar a devil something?
Um, yes, I did before anybody else dared to. I have a cigar, and with time, I have not really released it into market much, just to keep it alive. Because one thing I don't want to fool around with is the devil or the word of the devil. I think some people could take it as humor or something, but listen, I don't want to challenge anything that's evil. And I believe in goodness and God. And yes, there are certain things. You know that Fuente has the 666. And we came out with it, what, 20 years ago?
I did not know that
Yes.
actually.
Available on Casa Fuente and everything. And instead of developing and taking it forward, I've decided to just keep it alive so someone else doesn't just take it. But that concerns me. It does. I really feel I respect. And you know what? It's not the same challenging the devil than seeing him walk right into your eyes in front of you.
Mm, no thanks. So we've got okay. So the next one, I've got Blanco Blend. I've got Satan's Thief.
See, I like
we
I like Satan Thief. I like that a lot, Satan Thief,
You like that one?
because that means
Okay.
that you go like this to the Satan, you steal everything from him, so he has no tools or no advantage over anybody.
Oh,
So
I
that
like it.
I kind of like that. I do.
Okay.
I mean,
All
kind
right.
of like it. Yes,
All right. Then we've got this the Journey.
I like it.
Oh,
Journey's
Triple
very good.
D.
That's my
Debbie
favorite.
does.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. Not for anything. That's my favorite.
All right. Well, that's good because Will Jackson has never won before. So we've got a new winner and a new. Will, have you ever been here before? Have you watched the show? So I'll have to find out. If you did, there
No,
you
because
go. Then you.
because that was creative, and it wasn't intended to be that way, but it was very creative. I like that. I love that spontaneous creativity and just having fun. That was cool. Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. Angel
Susan
wing. That's
Tobacco
cute.
is very nice. Oh, I love that. Yeah, and I love Susan Tobacco. I love Matthew Tobacco. I love them all. They're such good people. So
Aren't
yeah,
they?
absolutely, that's
Yes.
great.
Yay. So, okay. So, Will, you are the winner. Definitely give me your address so that I can get that out to you.
Abrazos,
And
Eric.
congratulations.
Te queremos, hermano. Eric is always supporting. Is always there. What a great guy. He's mentioned how much he's learned about the industry, about cigars and everything, following you, watching the podcast, being involved with so many things. And that's really beautiful. It's really what it's all about.
Absolutely. Carlito, oh my gosh, this has been a fabulous show. And I feel like we have to do this again because I have I have a lot more questions that I know that we could ask, have a lot of fun. So I am asking you if you'll do this again with me, like maybe next week or the next, because I would love to continue to get to know more of the behind the man or what your what goes through your mind and everything, doing all the things that you do. But we love you. I know everybody in the comments adores you. They're all giving accolades and love and happiness. So definitely appreciate all that you do for the industry. And yeah. So did you have a good time?
I had a great time. As everyone else in the program, I've had a great time. Listen, I'm here, and I really enjoy myself. And it's a beautiful Fuente Friday, not because it's Fuente Friday. I enjoy being spontaneous. I enjoy a lot being asked questions that people want to know more about me or just hear things. It means a lot to me. Being locked down in the Dominican Republic it just means a lot to me. And I'm very, very grateful. I know that I am no one, no one, no one. If I'm out of thought, I'm out of mind. If I'm not remembered, and I just want to say to each and every one of you, thank you so much for sharing your lives with me. Thank you for believing in me and my family, and Melody, especially for you. Melanie, you have really come across, and I know how people follow you because you have a genuine way about yourself to be sincere, open, and want to give from your heart. And that radiates through all these digital instruments we have. It radiates, and I admire that. I congratulate you. I hope you never change. And I just want to say thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. And someday, hopefully, some of my children will hear these programs, and they're going to say, well, my dad's out of his freaking mind. But it's been
I'm
a lot
sure
of
they.
fun, and I love it. I love it. I do love it. I'm very appreciative. Thank you, and we'll see everybody this Sunday. We have a great guest.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Why don't do you know? Can you tell us a little about them?
Yes, I will. I will. We have a great guest this Sunday on Meet the Professor, which is John Oliva Jr., Johnito, grandson of Angel Oliva, the one that Jose Blanco says that every country, growing tobacco country, should have his statue in gratitude of his. He's a real pioneer. John is one of the nicest, down-to-earth person you ever want to meet. So sincere, so true, who grows the great rappers in Ecuador, aside from other families, but he grows the great rappers of Ecuador, what has been used as Fuente sun-grown for the last 20, 25 years before people started identifying their cigars as sun-grown. Remember, Fuente was first. And aside from John, his operations in Nicaragua, they are the family that saved the Tampa industry after the Cuban embargo. And a lot of names which everybody follows and everything today, it was the Oliva family, John's grandfather and father, who really relocated them in Honduras and Nicaragua, and us in Nicaragua, and us in the Dominican Republic. It's a family of legacy. He's considered the godfather of the cigar industry. And the grandson is a chip off the block. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And I'm going to say something now. Janito's great grandfather was my grandfather, Arturo Fuente's first partner in 1912. So until then, there's a lot to learn. This Sunday
Yes.
on Meet the Professor. And what a really nice, amazing guys. And we have a lot of other guests that are coming on that are going to be amazing in the next couple of weeks, which you all will see.
Absolutely. Well, I can't leave here tonight without thanking every single one of you out there that watch our shows. I know that we all appreciate it, but especially I do appreciate you guys allowing me into your living rooms all the time. But definitely, if it wasn't for each one of you, I definitely wouldn't be here. So I thank you all. And especially watch the Professor show. It's going to be fabulous. And if you haven't seen the other episodes, you can actually go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and watch all of the episodes, which are fabulous. If you want to know about anything in the cigar industry, this is the place to go. It is the ticker tape below is our Facebook page right there. You can go to facebook.com/The Professor Show, but you can also go to our YouTube channel, which is tinyurl.com/The Professor Show. So go there and subscribe, and definitely get in those, share them, and then also watch them because they're fascinating. And we do really have a great time. And I am so grateful that I get to be participating in such a legendary show. So I appreciate you guys, just the whole family. You guys have done so much for me. So I just truly appreciate it. And I truly appreciate your time on these shows and sharing your life with these viewers, because I know that they love it as well.
Good night, everyone. Happy Fuente Friday. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you all for participating. I send my love to each and every one of you. God bless. Be well.
Bye-bye, guys, and we will see you next Fuente Friday.